Do you know what it means to have a trauma bond with someone? Most people assume it's bonding over shared trauma, like we both had rough childhoods, so we just get each other. Actually, no. Trauma bonding is something else entirely, and it's often the reason why we stay in relationships that are clearly hurting us. A trauma bond refers to the deep emotional attachment you might feel towards someone who's also causing you harm. And it's especially common if you've been through abuse, exploitation, or unhealthy codependency in your past. It's confusing because it feels like love, like commitment, like loyalty, but really, it's survival mode. So here are 8 signs that what you're experiencing might not actually be love, but a trauma bond. Number 1, the other person is outwardly charming. If given the choice, no one would willingly pursue a relationship with someone who's abusive. The problem is, toxic relationships don't start out that way. They usually begin with warmth, generosity, compliments that feel like water after a drought. And it's after you've already gotten attached that you start to notice something's off, something controlling, something unkind. You might develop a trauma bond with someone if they come across as sweet, caring, and trustworthy, but their actions slowly contradict the charm.
Look, I remembered your favorite flower.
Thank you. Also, are we going to talk about that screaming match from last night, or...
Babe, can we just enjoy this moment?
When someone's sweet, trustworthy, and thoughtful 1 minute, but has a dark undercurrent they refuse to address, it creates confusion, and confusion is where the trauma bonds grow. Number 2, they are emotionally unpredictable. You're probably asking yourself, why don't people just leave the relationship once they realize that it's unhealthy? The trouble is, it's a lot harder to spot trauma bonding when it's up close and personal, compared to watching it happen to someone else. This is because abusive partners are often emotionally manipulative too. They might hurt you and belittle you, only to shower you with kindness, apologies, and promises to change. That kind of whiplash isn't random. It's designed to keep you hooked. It acts as a positive reinforcement, making you second-guess any thoughts you might have of leaving them. You go from, I think I need to walk away, to maybe I just need to be more patient, all in one day.
You know I didn't mean it. I just get overwhelmed sometimes.
Cool. I get overwhelmed too. I don't throw chairs.
I'm trying, okay? I made dinner. I brought you a blanket.
Yeah, I was ready to leave today.
So why didn't you?
Because you brought the blanket? Number 3, they tend to take their problems out on you. Think back to the last time this partner, friend, or family member heard some bad news or encountered a problem. How did they react? How do they usually deal with it? Do they tend to lash out, take it out on you even when you've done nothing wrong? They could be keeping you around as their psychological punching bag. And whether they call it venting, stress, or just having a bad day, it still hurts. You're not their coping mechanism, you're a person, and you deserve better than that.
Work was hell, my boss is a moron, and why the hell is the kitchen still a mess?
Because I also have a job and a nervous system?
Well, real supportive.
I'm not your boss, I'm your partner, pick one. Number 4, they isolate you from your loved ones. At first, it might feel flattering. They want all your time, they want all your energy. They say things like, I just feel safest when I'm with you, or people don't get us the way we get each other. And maybe you even believe it, until you realize you haven't seen your friends in weeks, or your family feels like walking on eggshells around them, or you start hesitating before mentioning plans that don't involve them. There's a difference between wanting someone close and cutting them off from everyone else. If they get irritated when you spend time with anyone besides them, if they guilt trip you for seeing your friends, or ask you to distance yourself from your family just to keep the peace, that's not love.
Wait, you told your sister about our fight?
Yeah, I needed someone to talk to.
That's betrayal. Our business is our business.
It's also hurting me, and I'm allowed to have support.
Wow, so now it's us versus your family.
No, it's me versus whatever this is. Number 5, you deny or minimize their abusive behavior. Let's look at how the trauma bond might be affecting you now. Sometimes the clearest sign that you're in a destructive relationship is that you keep trying to convince yourself it isn't that bad. You downplay it, you reframe it, you say things like, it's not a big deal, or they didn't mean it, or I'm just being dramatic, because admitting the truth that this person is actually hurting you feels too heavy. So instead of confronting the pain, you minimize it, not because you're naive, but because you're trying to survive it.
I didn't yell that loud, you're just sensitive.
You woke up the neighbors.
It's not like I hit you.
What? Number 6, you constantly make excuses for them. Once you're no longer able to deny or minimize what's happening, you might still find yourself defending them to other people. A friend says, that wasn't okay. A family member says, "You don't deserve that," and somehow you're the one stepping in to explain their behavior. You say things like, "They're under a lot of stress," or "It's not always like that," or "You don't know them the way I do." Sometimes you even start to believe that you deserve the mistreatment, and that's a dangerous place to be, because when you feel like the problem is you stop asking them to change. "Wait, he screamed at you over dishes?" "He's just been overwhelmed lately. Work's been intense." "That doesn't make it okay." "I know, I don't want everyone to think he's a bad person." "Do you think he's a bad person?" "Some days." Number 7, you're becoming more and more emotionally numb. Have you noticed yourself feeling less joy, less energy, less like yourself? Maybe you're not as expressive as you used to be. Maybe you're quieter, more withdrawn, and you chalk it up to stress, or burnout, or just growing up. But deep down, you know something's off. This emotional numbness might actually be your mind protecting you, because when it's been exposed to too much pain, confusion, or fear, it starts shutting everything down. You can't keep living in survival mode and stay fully connected to your feelings. And if you've been trauma bonded for a while, that disconnection might feel like the new normal.
You used to be fun. What happened to you?
You happened.
Wow, so it's all my fault?
No, but it's not all mine either. Number 8, you're hiding aspects of your relationship from others. Finally, and maybe most importantly, if you've started hiding parts of your relationship from the people around you, that's a sign something isn't right. Because if it were healthy, you wouldn't have to lie about it. You wouldn't feel nervous sharing what's really going on. And you wouldn't be working overtime to protect someone else's image at the expense of your reality. You might even feel defensive or irritated when friends try to check in on you. Because deep down, you know they're seeing what you've been trying not to admit. And that loyalty to someone who keeps hurting you, that's not love, that's trauma bonding. How are things with you two? Good? Like, actually good? They made breakfast this morning. That's not what I asked. Yeah, I know. If any of this felt familiar, I want you to know, you're not weak for staying. You're human for wanting to believe it could get better. That's what trauma bonds do. They don't chain you with fear. They wrap you up in hope, in apologies, and memories of the good moments. They make you think, if I just hang on a little longer. But love isn't supposed to be a test of endurance. It's not supposed to cost you your self-trust, your joy, or your voice. You don't have to keep explaining pain just to justify staying in it. You're allowed to outgrow the version of you that kept surviving. And you're allowed to leave, even if nothing big just happened. Even if it's quiet. Even if they say they're trying. Even if you still love them. Because the truth is, you can still love someone and know they're not safe to stay with. You can still have history and know it's not your future. You can still see their good side and choose your own. Can I be honest? Working with a therapist helped me see the difference between connection and conditioning, between real love and emotional survival. If you're not sure where to start, I've linked a resource below for online therapy. It's affordable, accessible, and most importantly, it's support that's actually about you. They say love makes you do crazy things. Actually, no. Love makes you healthier. Trauma bonds make you question everything, especially yourself. If this hit home, don't scroll past like nothing happened. Talk to someone. Start journaling, or honestly, just sit in silence and let yourself feel again. That counts too. And if you're ready to keep walking out of confusion and into clarity, hit subscribe. Subscriptions are my love language, and yours should feel like safety, not survival. I'll see you in the next one.